in lending to such markets and usually end up neglecting such potential clients. The problem, I think, has to do, and I insist, and I've been talking about it since 1982. Been a banker 29 years and still find myself talking about issues that were very close to my heart. The issue, ladies and gentlemen, is statistical invisibility of women. According to the 2007 economic survey, issue of The Economist, the GDP growth rate of the world has increased by 17% due to the participation of women. But despite this and the fact that women comprise half of the world's population, very few commercial enterprises focus directly on women. There's very little research on the market itself, primarily because women are just not considered a market worth tapping into their own. Even at the macro level, there are very few people working to empower women as a special interest group, people who will ensure that all policies dovetail with the larger objectives of women empowerment, be they lending policies or education or skill impartment, people who will coordinate linkages between the researchers, statisticians, numerators, and the financial sector and the regulator. It's critical for the empowerment of women. It's time to do away with empty slogans. Women are in the business and they make smart business decisions. Women are creative, they're perfectionists, and yet the activity is not given a computed value to be included in the gross domestic growth rate of countries. A very important example is also the lack of excess of collaterals that women suffer for. This is the single biggest challenge to tapping into lines of formal credit. This is because they simply don't have what it takes. Most banks demand either tangible assets or credible credit history before they'll agree to lend money, but such stringent criteria simply cannot be met by women. Women setting up a business in a small village who wants to buy a few goats. So we'll accept group guarantees. That's what makes Women's Bank special. Or we'll settle for less because we believe in women. This is not just because we are less risk averse, but we understand that a woman buying a sewing machine so she can earn a little extra for helping with the household expenses is unlikely to have anything fabulous to offer as a collateral. This is also the reason we are looking to evolve a loan portfolio guarantee facility for women where FWBL will enhance the amount of financing to be provided without a collateral. As things stand, the central bank does not finance for more than 2 million, and basic concentration of women in business is between rupees 2 million and 10 million, and that is where we intend to come in with our support. There's a sociological aspect to this as well. Since we are very focused on lending only to women, our unique credit policies, that is what is critical and crucial to the very existence and uniqueness of the bank. Our credit policies absolutely insist on 50% shareholding of women, or where a woman is a managing director, or where more than 50% of the employees are women. Those are the business entities that are eligible for finance from First Women Bank. And we found that more and more male-dominated business entities were willing to change the basic structure of their businesses in order to bring in, and there was always a wife, always a daughter, always a sister, and they changed the structure of the firms to be eligible for a finance from Women's Bank. What did we do? We financially secured a woman, because we understand the most critical factor is asset ownership. That is what women suffer from. And that is what along the line that we have been able to do in our 19 years, make women financially secure. But the product that I'm the most proud of is the product of the financial services desk. This is an in-house service which helps clients with legal, taxation, and accountancy problems that they might have. We also help an entrepreneur with trade finance, credit management, as well as marketing issues. If an entrepreneur has problems negotiating with governmental departments, we'll advise her on how to do so. Or if a client doesn't know the legal requirements of setting up a private limited company, the bank will assist her. There's a heart-wrenching story behind the setting up of the financial services desk, the product that I developed soon after taking over as the president of First Women Bank Ltd. Samina Pirzada is one of the bank's oldest clients. She's an incredibly talented actor and director, and first approached us for a small loan because she wanted to set up a company promoting the arts in Pakistan. It was a micro loan, and she repaid us quickly. The next venture was staging a play in Karachi and Norway. The performances in both cities were huge successes. She then moved on to produce a play for television and another hit, ladies, and she made a lot of money. Both times she paid us back quickly. Watching the progress of such a client is such joy. One feels more like a mother than a banker as one watches the client takes baby steps and then run. Being an intelligent and ambitious woman, Samina's next project was a 36 mm film. We loved the concept because she was attempting to highlight the issues of marital rape, but in a film which would be commercially viable. It turned out to be a powerful story. The film was powerful, and given her track record, we were not surprised when it went on to become a colossal hit and won Samina 19 national awards. That's when the distributors of her film became greedy. They systematically cheated her and paid her peanuts. For a film which created cinematic history in Pakistan, and Samina's fault, ladies, was she had signed an agreement with the distributors without bothering to read beyond the fine print. We were almost devastated as Samina, but this was the moment we realized that if it could happen to an intelligent, educated woman like her, lesser women would stand no chance if left to fend for themselves. Significantly, that's also when we realized the full extent of our own responsibilities. One can talk about women empowerment till the cows come home. But unless a woman's legal rights are secured, she'll remain at the mercy of the people around her, no matter how much money she is given. So we began exploring the idea further as we found out far too many women were intimidated and constrained by their own ignorance of procedural details. And so they ended up trusting blindly or leaving such matters to the menfolk to sort out. Obviously, this made women more vulnerable to hoodwinking. I think I can take the advantage, I don't see too many men over here, hoodwinking by men. Just because women do not know enough. They would love to tell you, I'll take care of it. And that's when women will make the first mistake. Education is so critical, ladies. Education and knowledge. Knowledge about the business you do, the legal requirements, the prudential requirements, the regulatory requirements. That's the most critical thing when you take on the first step to set up a new business. It's rare that women have the vision to look beyond the immediate subsistence level type of business, and even those who do unable to find the support they need with the associated related issues to business, not just business itself. That is why